There's a video about an evening down on the River Ure in northern England in May 2013. And lots of birdsong, but an absence of fish. So how many different birds can you hear singing on this? You get a silver star if you get it right. How well do you know your birds? A feathered variety. So you can identify them all. You get a gold star. Well, it's 4 o'clock on the 20th of May 2013 on the River Ure in northern England. This is Kilgarn Bridge. 3 nights ago we had a tremendous downpour. The river rose enormously. But it's gone down over the last 3 days. We're still carrying a fair amount of peaty colour. I would think if there was going to be a salmon run, then all this fresh water going down would certainly encourage it. And I know that there were men, fishermen and anglers on the river fishing for salmon on Sunday, but I didn't hear how they got on. This is looking upstream from Kilgarn Bridge. This is Thornamuir Angling Association water. And downstream is the Bucking Fly Fishers Association, their water. And just to the north of Kilgarn Bridge is this sort of remains of what I think is a medieval structure. Which obviously has a walkway along the top. If I just turn around, you can see Kilgarn Bridge is there. And it's not particularly well looked after. Whether it's listed or not, I have no idea. But it's probably part of an earlier bridge, an earlier structure. There's a little legend goes with Kilgarn Bridge, in that the devil was pursuing somebody who managed to get across the bridge, but the devil couldn't cross the bridge because it wasn't finished. But he said that he would come across when the bridge was finished. So when the bridge was almost complete, he always left one of the stones off, so it was never finished. And they still do. If you look down there on that pillar, you can see there's a stone missing. So the bridge has never been finished, even when they renovated it. They left this stone out. So the devil's never been able to cross it to get from the north to the south side. So the legend goes. It's a lovely calm evening, but no sunshine, but no wind. The temperature's about 15. And this is the sweet cecily which you can smell. You can crush it. You don't have to crush it at all. You can smell it now. It smells of aniseed. You can in fact use it in salads. Aniseed is not a flavour I particularly like, but it's quite distinctive. Well, I was hoping to see some evidence of a rise. Normally on this big flat stretch here above the bridge, upstream, when it's like this, there are usually some fish rising. Oh, there's one there. Lots of birds singing. Blackbirds, I get a chiff-chaff, and robins, wood pigeons. There's a common sandpiper, we're just going to zoom in upstream. There's a fish just risen there, not very big. But it's promising. It's a promising evening. And it's just risen again. Just where that shadow of the lines, reflection of the lines goes across the water. There it goes again. There you get this great belch of, I think it's air from the Yorkshire Water Authority place, which is just where those markers are there. Every now and then you get this huge eruption of water. Or air, it's almost as if they're releasing air. Anyway, let's go and cast a line and see how we get on. Well, you can see by that line there just how high the water had been on Friday. It must have been, well, I think it's a good 5 feet. Chap fishing down there. Well, this chap I've just been talking to now, this fisherman, he was saying that yesterday when he was here, he was perusing the place because he'd never been before. Just opposite here, where that sort of froth is behind my head, and a couple of otters killed a mallard and dragged it up the bank. And then today, he'd been fishing upstream of here, and he'd seen several salmon jumping out of the water. Good size, silver fish. So they've obviously come up in that flood very, very quickly from the sea, because it's a long way from here to the North Sea. That's the young geese there. That's a bit disappointing. I haven't seen a rising fish yet. So we'll just persevere with an assortment of nymphs and see if we can catch anything. Yeah, that's the remains of a curlew's egg. It's probably been taken by crows, unfortunately. A shame. Pointed end it's got. A pair of kingfishers just gone past there. This is the big pool at the bottom of the, or near the bottom of the stretch. It's about another quarter mile down below this. You sort of, you get a great slack on this side where the water goes round and round. It's just the occasional little rising fish. Nothing, nothing to go at. It's now 7 o'clock. There are wonderful flowers at this time of year. These are red campion. You couldn't ask for a more brilliant cerise colour than that. Isn't that just stunning? You get this wonderful lemon yellow of crosswort. Every part of it's in 4 bits like a cross. The leaves, the petals, the stem even is like a little square. So you can just pick out some flowers. There you can see them there much better when There you've got the white dead nettle with these amazing flowers. Get masses of them. Wonderful thing. How does the flower come to be such an amazing shape? See the stamens in the top, which carry the pollen. When a bee goes into flower, these come down and bang it. Bang it on the top of the thorax, and it carries the pollens to the other flowers. Well, I don't know how these things ever came about. There must be a reason. How do we get these things? Butterbur. They're really odd in that the flower comes before there's any leaves. These things just come sneaking up out of the ground. When you look at them closely, they really are quite something. A sort of shade of cream. We don't spend enough time looking at these things. We just take them for granted. The days of nature walks at school are long since gone. Now you've got that lovely pale blue of forget-me-nots with that little yellow eye. Charming little thing. You can see there when they first emerge they're pink. There are several different kinds of it. This is the one that tends to grow on riverbanks, but there is one you can get in your garden which, although it looks nice, is a terrible thing to try and get rid of. It's seeds everywhere. These are the male catkins of the, or the male flowers of the oak tree. Again, that pale yellow-green colour. They haven't quite opened up now, but they give off, as you can imagine, masses and masses of pollen. And we're just coming up to that time of year where if you're a hay fever sufferer from tree pollen, you just get rid of the birch, which tends to shed its pollen early, and before you know where you are, you're into the oak trees and others. The colour is quite striking. And that's the nice thing about this time of year, is that when the trees emerge, the leaves emerge, they're all different shades of green. Goodness knows how many there are. And then gradually, as the summer progresses, they all become a sort of uniform green by July and August. So if you look round, you'll realise just how many shades of green there are. It's a wonderful time of year. And during our lifetime, we probably only see it 70 times that we can remember. That's all. So make the most of it. These are the flowers of the sycamore. And as most trees are wind pollinated, the flowers don't have to be a fancy colour. Just be plain green. And because the pollen isn't taken by insects from one flower to another, it's just blowing around in the wind, they need to produce a hell of a lot of it. Which is why this time of year in June, the air is absolutely full of the stuff. More flower. This is a female bit, stigma. And you get all these little stamens around it that produce the pollen. And then this little thing here, there's one on the other side, and they eventually become the wings of the fruit, the sort of helicopter thing you get with sycamore trees. But no fancy coloured bits. And low down in all the grass you get this little delicate flower, ground ivy. It has nothing to do with ivy climbing up walls. There's some cowslips. They normally hang down, I'll just And all of these flowers in 50 yards of river bank. Over there are some great big ducks. I think they must be something like shell ducks. It's a big handsome bird, is that? He's not impressed. Aggressive posture. There's a grand little wild brown trout. It is freezing cold weather. Lovely pink spots on it there. Beautiful. Absolutely pristine little fish. Lovely. Hey, put him back in. Well, we just had the one take in about 4 hours and missed it, came off. So the little fish at the end was, as they used to say in some children's programme, one I caught earlier. And for those of you who counted the birds, I got 15. And not necessarily in this order, but there was blackbird, chaffinch, rook, wood pigeon, chiff-chaff, blue tits, willow warbler, wren, robin, blackcap, curlew, white throat, kingfisher, oystercatcher and yellowhammer. The one you might have missed was a kingfisher. He'd only peeped once, and if you want the time to go and check it, it was after 14 minutes 21 seconds. Anyway, tight lines.